Guys who are currently watching a clip from our podcast, The Fellas, the full podcast is available exclusively on Spotify with video for free. So go ahead and follow us on Spotify. It actually helps us out more than you could imagine.
One myth, actually, I don't want to say it's a myth. We don't know if it's a myth, is sex before a fight.
Oh, yeah.
Is it actually true that you shouldn't have sex before, or is it just one of the like a myth thing?
So I keep trying to keep my lifestyle in my training camp very similar to what I would in a fight week. Like I try and not mix it up too much, try and eat the same thing, do the same thing. I don't see anything against having sex. Like I have sex in the training camp, so why would I not? But saying that, I'm away from my missus, so unless I'm going to bang someone else, but I've got too much to lose. So.
That's fair enough. Last thing is you need a headache or a text
right
before the fight saying, "Oh no, what fight? Oh, for fuck's sake!"
I don't want that. I don't want that.
Yeah, no, because you just hear about it all the time, don't you? About like saving your testosterone.
I've heard that.
I think it's a bit old school that these days, though. I think that's like
but this guy, he's a regular participant in No Nut November.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's brave.
I love it.
He does.
It's a challenge, man.
Oh, fair
Getting
play,
through it, just fuck. It is some real good shit happens in November. You feel on top of the world.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, there's lots of studies done about stuff like that. But whether I believe it or not,
I'm with it. I'm in on it.
yeah. Well, you once did it so much that you decided to keep going. He did it until February the next year.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not in until February.
Wow.
That was out of choice, by the way. There was girls lined up, I promise.
I don't know. I think, would I be able? Yeah. Do you know what? I think you would just get so annoyed and you would make irrational decisions if you didn't. That's the way I would see it.
Yeah, I don't see why you wouldn't. I don't really get it. Like it's normal, innit? Like normal day-to-day stuff. That's one of
Just
the
keep it simple.
stuff.
Well, it's working for you.
Yeah, it's working for me. It's working all right.
What do you think about Jake Paul? Because have you seen all the stuff about him saying UFC fighters need to be paid more?
Yeah,
all that stuff?
I think. Well, first of all, I'll start by saying I'm a friend of Tommy Fury, so I don't want to be too Jake Paul.
Don't want to be too
Jake
generous
Paul.
here, but but the stuff he's doing, like outside of that
But
stuff.
to be honest, I think the stuff with Tommy Fury is great for both guys anyway. So fair play to both of them. I think it's great, to be honest. I think it's great. I didn't know Jake Paul previously to all this shit. I'd not didn't follow his YouTube, nothing like that. Yeah. I only know what he's done through his fighting,
boxing career,
his short career that he's had.
Do you rate it?
As a boxer?
Yeah, or like the way he's come in, and I know he hasn't necessarily fought a boxer per se yet, but he did put away.
I think he's
Woodley,
very good. I think what he's done, for me, I can't help but be impressed by that. I think it's good, and I like the way. Might be controversial, but I quite like the way he carries himself. It's not for me. I wouldn't do that, but obviously me and him are different people, so I like it. I like it. Yeah,
we've had a few conversations about it before, and he's almost had a bit of a weird turn. Like he was definitely a disliked person before. I would say just before the Woodley fight, but then I think that fight sort of earned him the respect of people, and he also changed the way he approached a lot of things. He started doing a lot of stuff for the fighter pay, healthcare, things like that, and even the women's boxing as well that he seems to be doing. So it's a weird one because I personally have never been a fan of his. I like Logan Paul. I think what Logan Paul does is great as well, but Jake Paul just never really seemed to tick the boxes for me. But for some weird reason, there's just this public view shift on him, and people actually rate him.
I feel like he just knows how to sell shit.
He's so good.
He get under your skin, but it works. He's constantly talked about, and he uses that clout, that stuff to promote better things sometimes, which is good.
Yeah, no, I like it. How do you think that fight? Because I think the Tommy Fury fight will happen. Those two. How do you think? You mentioned that you're obviously a fan. Sorry, not a fan. But a friend of Tommy Fury. How do you think that goes?
What people need to remember about Tommy is, although Tommy is a boxer, he's a novice boxer.
Yeah.
He's not got no world titles or nothing like that. He's not fighting at that kind of level.
Yeah.
But I think Tommy, from what I've seen, which is minimal of Jake Paul, really, I've not seen too much of him. I think Tommy's got the skills to beat him, but I don't think it's like a pushover fight. I don't think it's like a friggin'. They're trying to sell it like a pro boxer against is he a Disney star or whatever? Or,
he was a Disney.
And I think
YouTuber,
his skill level is way beyond that. He needs to be taken serious because there are actually some skills there.
Yeah.
And he's quite dangerous as well. Like his style's quite erratic, and he's got some power as well. So I don't think it's as smooth sailing as people might think it is.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good scrap.
For me, it was just pretty impressive how he picked it up quickly.
Yeah, he looks great. I think.
Yeah.
Obviously, the guy's got money, so he'll be training with great trainers and stuff like that. But just because you've got money and you're training with good people doesn't mean you can go to the best gym in the world with the best trainers. Doesn't mean you're going to be good.
Yeah.
I've seen people who are training with absolute shit coaches, no training partners, and they're amazing. And I've seen the other side of the spectrum as well. Really good coaches, really good training partners, and they're dog shit. So it doesn't really matter. Like, he's obviously got natural talent for fighting, so I respect it.
Yeah. And that just like entertainment side of boxing, like not necessarily even professional fights now. There seems to be a lot more of these. I don't want to like. I call them entertainment fights because that's what they are. Like, for example, you had Logan Paul versus Mayweather, things like that.
Exhibition match.
Exhibition matches.
Yeah.
Is that something that you think you would ever do?
I mean, yeah, I'd like to do it.
Yeah.
Because, well, I don't know, because right now my focus is it's not even on the UFC. My focus for right now is just beating the next guy I'm fighting, Curtis Blades. I can't really think beyond that at the moment. But I'm not against, you see like a lot of like purist fighters being like, oh, it's a load of bollocks. But it's getting more eyes on the sport, so what's against it? Like even Eddie Hall against the Mountain or whatever.
Yeah, I watched.
I enjoyed it.
That was class. They were blowing.
Mate, I tell you what, even though like Eddie Hall did lose, he was throwing some fucking wild swings.
It was
man.
good.
And if one of them hit,
Yeah,
was
I mean
looking
that's what we were saying right at the beginning when we first started talking about those sort of like weird fights that you get, and I think stuff like that is important to a sport because it just brings eyeballs, and most importantly, it brings entertainment.
It's fun.
Right?
And look, they both got paid $1 million for it, and it was free to watch. Like,
Yeah, that was another big thing actually. The fact that it was on some weird dodgy site though, wasn't it?
Oh, is that what they get paid? Yeah, $1 million.
Yeah, so they both signed a contract for
Oh,
$1 million.
fair play, mate.
Yeah,
Fair
and
play.
the fight
That's good
was free,
stuff.
so I don't really know how that worked.
No, it was the
but-
site that paid them.
So the
to do
site
it on
paid,
the
and then they
site.
used adverts, I guess.
Yeah.
Website was dodgy though.
Yeah, it was really
Felt
strange.
like I was illegally streaming it. It felt like.
No, it literally did feel like one of those illegal streams. But yeah, I mean, in terms of obviously you've got this move past this next fighter, and like I said, is it a case of you just being there? Like at that point, is it like right? It's a title. Do you think you'll be sat there, or are you literally just there like? I still really don't care who I'm fighting.
I'm still really don't care.
Still really don't
no,
care,
I'm not
yeah.
bothered. I'm just trying to get as much experience as I can.
Yeah.
And because when I win the title, I want to keep it.
Yeah.
And I feel like what's in between me right now and the top guys is the experience factor. And I want to get as much as that as I can before I'm up there. I don't think they're better than me in terms of skill or anything like that. I don't think, they hit harder than me, they're stronger than me, they're faster. I don't think any of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have more experience than me, and I want to catch up with them in that aspect before I start challenging for a title and stuff. So absolutely no rush, mate. I just want to just take my time and enjoy this thing. I'm not in a rush.
How does the ranking system work?
Absolutely no idea.
It's mental. I was gonna say
Baffles me.
because shit just doesn't make sense. Like you'll see fighters beat fighters are way high up in the rankings, but not really move, or sometimes they move more.
It must just be someone fucking trolling.
I genuinely think it's just
there,
someone
this
like,
guy had
yeah.
a good fight. stick
There's
him
no
here.
formula
Mate,
behind it.
I
They
have
kinda pick and
absolutely. So
choose.
in my division, there's a guy called Derek Lewis who was ranked number 3.
Yeah.
And there's a guy called Tai Tuivasa, and when they fought at the time, I think Tai was ranked like 12th or 13th, and he knocked out the number 3.
Yeah, Lewis.
Yeah, he knocked out Lewis, and then he got the number 3 spot, and I was like,
Well, you just took it.
yeah,
What? It just went above all the other fighters.
just went
between?
above the other like 9-10 fighters and got the number 3 spot. I'm just like, how does that work? You can't.
No,
just,
I mean,
Fair enough, massive win,
For
massive
your
win.
fight, I'd understand it because you're closer ranked, so maybe
Yeah.
it would make sense. But from 12, 13 to
Well, yeah,
to
you've
third,
just skipped everyone ahead of you.
Yeah,
which
it's very,
makes
very.
sense.
I have no idea how that works. I don't get it at all. It's probably just some geek sat behind a computer
go
like
and
trying to
disorder.
work it out. Yeah, no idea.